As Darth Vader escaped from the planet, he knew that he was being hunted down by rebel fighters and a Jedi. He had to be careful and use all his skills to evade them. He flew his TIE fighter through the asteroid field, dodging the rocks and debris that came his way. He knew that the rebel fighters were following him closely, and he had to shake them off. Suddenly, he saw a blip on his radar. It was the Jedi. He knew that he had to be careful now. The Jedi was a formidable opponent, and he could not afford to underestimate him. He used his force powers to sense the Jedi's movements and tried to stay one step ahead of him. He knew that the Jedi was getting closer, and he had to act fast. He fired a barrage of laser blasts at the rebel fighters, hoping to buy himself some time. The fighters scattered, trying to avoid the incoming fire. Darth Vader took advantage of the confusion and made a run for it. He flew his TIE fighter towards the nearest planet, hoping to lose his pursuers in the dense atmosphere. As he entered the planet's atmosphere, he could feel the heat and turbulence buffeting his ship. He pushed his TIE fighter to the limit, trying to outrun the rebel fighters and the Jedi. Suddenly, he saw a flash of light. The Jedi had fired his lightsaber at him. The blade missed him by inches, but it was a warning. The Jedi was not giving up. Darth Vader knew that he had to find a way to shake off his pursuers. He flew his TIE fighter towards the planet's surface, hoping to use the terrain to his advantage. He flew through narrow canyons, dodging the rocks and cliffs that came his way. He knew that the rebel fighters and the Jedi were following him closely, but he had a plan. He flew his TIE fighter towards a massive cliff face and then pulled up at the last moment. The rebel fighters and the Jedi were caught off guard and flew straight into the cliff, exploding on impact. Darth Vader had done it. He had escaped from the rebels and the Jedi. He flew his TIE fighter towards the nearest starport, knowing that he had to be careful. The rebels would be looking for him, and he had to stay hidden until he could find a way to strike back.